Hi, my name is Yvonne. This is my final outcome for VSC120 relay as a Group 1 member. My topic is called The Challenge of Being Seen. It focuses on Taiwan's political invisibility and how that affects the way we see ourselves, not just globally, but personally. When I first started this project, I explored several topics that I care deeply about. You can see them on this slide. There's a hanging rope, as a way to show mental health struggles, an elephant with red tusk representing animal rights, a curved body wrapped with measuring tape reflects issues of body image and body positivity. There's also a flag of Taiwan representing the challenges that I'll discuss later in this presentation. A tank that symbolizes wars and conflicts, factories and series of bottles reflecting on water and environmental pollution. Lastly, the handmaids from the series The Handmaid's Tale that talks about women's rights and reproductive rights. Why I chose Taiwan? Among all these topics, I decided to focus on Taiwan's issue since it's more globally urgent and deeply personal to me. We are a democratic, tech-leading nation, yet we remain politically invisible. And that invisibility affects how we see ourselves. Many of us believe that being rejected politically means we don't deserve to speak or to participate or even to be seen. That is a belief I want to challenge in this project. The internalized idea that political rejections means we no longer deserve visibility or a voice. Here I've attached some political and sarcastic cartoons that reflect on the situation of Taiwan throughout the years. As some of these images could be triggering or insensitive, I want to start by saying that they do not represent my political view. They are just part of the issues that I'll discuss about in this presentation. This image talks about how after Hong Kong and Macau's reunification in 1997, the Chinese government is plotting on obtaining the last puzzle, Taiwan. This one is linked to current situation of Taiwan. The more Taiwan is being favored by other countries, the more it triggers the Chinese government. In response, Beijing launched several missiles during military drills, some of which flew over Taiwan. We are here, yet unseen. When we look at Taiwan on a global scale, we are a country of over 23 million people with a critical role in the global economy. We're ranked 21st in the world by GDP. But despite all that, many of the Taiwanese society feels that we are powerless or somehow unimportant in international affairs. We hear all the time Taiwan is just a small country, and over time, many of us have started to believe that. As part of my research, I created a SWOT analysis to better understand Taiwan's position. Our strengths include a stable democracy and legal system, a strategic location in East Asia, and a strong reputation for producing high-quality industrial products. Our weaknesses include having very few formal diplomatic allies, being overly reliant on China for trade, and facing an aging population. The opportunities are we have the potential to build stronger diplomatic alliance and expand trade. We could also work on green energy and emerging tech sectors. At the same time, we face real threats from military aggression coming from China to diplomatic and economic pressure from global powers to cyber attacks and disinformation campaigns that target our society and democracy. This analysis just shows how complex Taiwan's situation really is. And that's exactly why gaining visibility on a global stage matters even more. Here is an image that talks about how Taiwan is being torn between Taiwan and the US. How Taiwan is being torn between China and the US. What is political invisibility? To go deeper into this topic, I want to talk about what political invisibility really means for Taiwan. Taiwan is often excluded from international community. We are not allowed a seat at major organizations like the United Nations, the WTO, or the WHO. Right now, Taiwan only has 12 formal diplomatic allies. To put into perspective, North Korea has 160. That contrast really shows how isolated we are. In international events, we are forced to participate under the name Chinese Taipei. This is an image of our Olympic athletes standing proudly representing Chinese Taipei. Ironically, this shouldn't be something to be proud of. This is a label that strips away our identity. On top of that, Taiwan is often referred to as province of China, which completely ignores our actual political and social reality, as you can see here on the official website of the brand Zara. These aren't just labels, they are tools to erase our identity and keep us invisible. And this invisibility makes it harder for Taiwan to be acknowledged. Taiwan is often treated like a pawn on the global chessboard. We are controlled by bigger powers, China, the US, and international organizations. But we are rarely given the space to actually make our own decisions. The situation has gone beyond the political scale into an accidental level. This kind of political invisibility will just affect how others see us. It shapes how we see ourselves. Over time, we start to shrink. We start to expecting to be heard. We stop believing that our voices matter. Our influence in the world quietly disappears too. Inspired by the political cartoons earlier, I use a more exaggerated, dramatic, and metaphorical art style to shine light on this matter. The thumb and the index finger represent the flag of the US. The middle finger represents the flag of China. And the ring finger shows the logo of the United Nations. As a whole, they treat Taiwan like a toy, like a pawn on a chessboard. Self-erase visibility. When we are excluded for so long, we start to believe we don't matter. Civil participation is low. Most people stay quiet. We hear things that it doesn't matter. We're just a small country. This mindset slowly erases us, even before the world does. This is my interpretation of Taiwanese citizens' standpoints. The I represents both the Taiwanese flag and our viewpoint. The skyscrapers show how developed our country is, but at the same time, it forms a deep hole. Blinded by our technological success, we built a tunnel vision that failed to see the whole picture. A battle that's deemed to lose. The habit of being silent or plainly obedient is deeply rooted among Taiwanese. Many Taiwanese feel politics is hopeless or pointless. Trying to speak out is for Taiwan is viewed as clueless or unrealistic. Maybe the world doesn't recognize us, but how would we change the situation if we don't have faith at all? In this work, I created a passport for Taiwan. I've included details like the date of National Foundation Day, and the background is based on the real Taiwanese passport, my own passport. Taiwan should be allowed to have our own identity, just like having a passport. But as the sequence progresses, layers of red simplify Chinese text, repeating phrases that One China policy and Beijing overtake the page. This shows how the external pressures attempt to shape and erase of our identity. What if we believe we belong? The world may ignore us, but if we don't take ourselves seriously, why would anyone else? Art, education, and storytelling, these are how we reclaim our voice. Maybe the world doesn't recognize us, but do we believe we belong? In this stop motion piece, inspired by the lyrics of the Linkin Park One More Night, I created a man in an office with fading light bulb for a head. The dimming bulb symbolizes both exhaustion and the slow disappearance of self-worth. I use this image to mirror Taiwan's current situation. Without action, the light will soon be fading completely, reflecting the fear of gradual erasure and the loss of presence on the global state. Taiwan is not invisible. Taiwan is not invisible. The belief, the idea that we don't matter is a product of habit of long-term indifference. We are not powerless, we are simply unheard, and that can be changed if we choose to be seen. To end with a quote our group selected, either we all live in a decent world or nobody does. I believe Taiwan deserves to be part of that world, and it starts with us believing we belong, and that's what I'm challenging today.